Hello, everybody. It's Cody at Cody's Reading Time. I'm back again with another story out of the Violet Fairy book, and this one is titled The Goat's Ears of the Emperor Trojan. I hope you enjoy it, and if you do enjoy my narrations, please subscribe. I upload new stories every single day, and there will always be new stories to listen to. All right, let's get started. The Goat's Ears of the Emperor Trojan. Here we go. Once upon a time there lived an emperor whose name was Trojan, and he had ears like a goat. Every morning, when he was shaved, he asked if the man saw anything odd about him, and as each fresh barber always replied that the emperor had goat ears, he was at once ordered to be put to death. Now, after this state of things had lasted a good while, there was hardly a barber left in the town that could shave the emperor, and it came to be the turn of the master of the company of barbers to go up to the palace. But unluckily, at the very moment that he should have set out, the master fell ill and told one of his apprentices to go in his stead. When the youth had taken to the emperor's bedroom, he was asked why he had come and not his master. The young man replied that the master was ill and that there was no one but himself who could be trusted with the honor. The emperor was satisfied with the answer and sat down, and let a sheet of fine linen be put around him. Directly, the young barber began his work. He, like the rest, remarked the goat's ears of the emperor, but when he had finished, the emperor asked his usual question as to whether the youth had noticed anything odd about him. The young man replied calmly, "No, nothing at all." This pleased the emperor so much that he gave him 12 ducats and said, "Henceforth you shall come every day to shave me." So when the apprentice returned home, and the master inquired how he had got on with the emperor, the young man answered, "Oh, very well, and he says I am to shave him every day, and he has given me these 12 ducats, but he said nothing about the goat's ears of the emperor." From this time, the apprentice went regularly up to the palace, receiving each morning 12 ducats in payment. But after a while, his secret, which he had carefully kept, burned within him, and he longed to tell it to somebody. His master saw that there was something on his mind and asked what it was. The youth replied that he had been tormenting himself for some months and should never feel easy until someone shared his secret. "Well, trust me," said the master. "I will keep it to myself, or if you do not like to do that, confess it to your pastor, or go into some field outside the town and dig a hole, and after you have dug it, kneel down and whisper your secret 3 times into the hole, then put back the earth and come away." The apprentice thought that this seemed the best plan, and that very afternoon went to a meadow outside the town, dug a very deep hole, then knelt and whispered into it 3 times over, "The Emperor Trojan has goat's ears." And as he said so, a great burden seemed to roll off him, and he shoveled the earth carefully back and ran lightly home. Weeks passed away, and there sprang up in the hole an elder tree, which had 3 stems, all as straight as poplars. Some shepherds, tending their flocks nearby, noticed the tree growing there, and one of them cut down a stem to make flutes of it. But directly he began to play, the flute would do nothing but sing, "The Emperor Trojan has goat ears." Of course, it was not long before the whole town knew of this wonderful flute and what it said, and at last the news reached the emperor in his palace. He instantly sent for the apprentice and said to him, "What have you been saying about me to all my people?" The culprit tried to defend himself by saying that he had never told anyone what he had noticed, but the emperor, instead of listening, only drew his sword from his sheath, which so frightened the poor fellow that he confessed exactly what he had done, and how he had whispered the truth 3 times to the earth, and how in that very place an elder tree had sprung up, and flutes had been cut from it, which could only repeat the words he had said. Then the emperor commanded his coach to be made ready, and he took the youth with him, and they drove to the spot, for He wished to see for himself whether the young man's confession was true. But when they reached the place, only one stem was left. So the emperor desired his attendants to cut him a flute from the remaining stem, and when it was ready, he ordered his chamberlain to play on it. But no tune could the chamberlain play, though he was the best flute player about the court. Nothing came out but the words, "The Emperor Trojan has goat's ears." When the emperor knew that even the earth gave up his secrets, and he granted the young man his life, but he never allowed him to be his barber anymore. And that is the end of that story. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do enjoy my narrations, please subscribe. I upload new stories every single day. I'll be back tomorrow with more stories out of this book and more. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.